Hi, my name is Nicole Hirsch. I am the owner of Nicole Hirsch Interiors in Boston, Massachusetts. I am a second generation interior designer. My whole life growing up, my mom was an interior designer. It was a very different industry back then because everything was sourced through the design center, right? There was no online sourcing or Pinterest or Instagram. But as a young child, I would go with her and go to the showrooms and go through all the racks of fabric. And it was always just like the importance of having a comfortable but beautiful home was kind of instilled in me at a young age. And I always loved it, but knew that after college, I kind of wanted to get a more corporate job in marketing, so I could get the business acumen to eventually one day open my own design firm. So I worked for two very large global brands doing product marketing and business development, which kind of gave me the foundation to then, a little later on in my career, launch my own design firm. All of our projects are in the Boston area. Boston by nature is a little more historic, traditional, which there are a lot of really good designers in that space in Boston. But now there's obviously this whole influx of younger people moving to the Boston area and to the Boston suburbs, and they want more contemporary design. They don't want the same traditional, which is beautiful, but just not totally what our wheelhouse is. I always tell clients when they call us, we're definitely not jack of all trades, design firm. We have a more contemporary, clean aesthetic. We bridge to more transitional, and we can go a little more modern. But when people are coming to our firm, they're looking for clean, timeless elegance, lots of neutral color, lots of texture. And we kind of stay in this wheelhouse of really like timeless, elegant, contemporary design. I think the biggest challenge for us is probably, just gaining the trust of our clients, getting through the design process when it comes to, our clients hire us, right? Because we have knowledge and they need someone to help guide them through the process. And it's hard because people are spending a ton of money and it's their home, and they feel very protective over the process, which makes absolute sense, right? But what we have learned is that when our clients put their faith in us and allow us to present designs and work together to make sure they're totally happy, and we can bring that to fruition for them without a lot of hesitation, then we have a really successful project. But sometimes there's a lot of bumping up against things along the way, and projects take longer than they need to because there's hesitation from clients through the process. And I would say for us, we know how to make custom furniture. We know how to do floor plans. We know how to design. The hardest part of the process for us is just making sure it's a really good collaborative effort between designer and client. Clients brought us in to really bring the entire space to life. We designed every single room, every rug, every light fixture, every kind of millwork element, from top to bottom down to the last accessories, and putting the artwork up on the walls. And it is such a special home. It's like the most wonderful family you could ever imagine living there with all young kids. And so it's like the home exudes their warmth, but the client was so trusting in us in the process. She had such impeccable taste on top of being so trusting with us. And the final result is by far, I think, the most spectacular project we've done to date. It was amazing. The big thing that I have learned, and there's so many things, every project you do, I don't care how many years you've been a designer, you're learning something new with every client and every project, right? But I would say that being really upfront and honest with clients during the communication process, if you're a new designer and you're starting out, as much as you want to please your client at every turn, because at the end of the day, we're in the customer service industry and you want to make your client happy, there are going to be pitfalls in any project. And the more upfront and direct and the ability to say, here's an issue we're coming up against, and I have 3 ways that I can resolve this for you, but it's going to extend the timelines. It's going to make it a little more expensive, but getting ahead of that with the client and coming and being solution oriented and really strong in your communication of not just good things, but the bad things too, makes your client trust you more, and the whole project feels a little less stressful. I always tell my team, I have 2 amazing designers, very seasoned, fabulous designers that work with me. And I always tell them 50% of the job is being a good designer, but 50% is learning how to manage this business, because it's a very complex business and we touch so many different trades. And, having those communication skills and being able to have the business acumen to run a design firm is as important as being a good designer. My first career out of college was working for one of the major athletic brands, and I helped design footwear and market fashion footwear. I worked with a lot of celebrity collaboration lines and that sort of thing. I traveled all over the world to Paris and Spain and everywhere, working actually in the athletic footwear industry. And I think that from a design aesthetic standpoint, that is really what kind of helped launch my career into design, because I had all that product marketing experience. People always say when they see me, they're like, you have a new pair of sneakers every time I see you. And I do, I still have this passion for fashion athletic sneakers. I can wear them with anything.